activated. Everyone's just super smart. Man, why can't I watch this game? There we go. Game started. Okay, everyone. Our other semifinals match, Tall Guy versus J6. I believe Tall Guy is playing Abzan Collected Company. And J6... What is J6 playing? I cannot remember for the life of me. I know we saw J6 earlier today. I don't know what they're playing. Well, I guess we'll find out. There we go. So J6 on the play because the higher seed. What was J6 playing? I know Tall Guy was playing Abzan Collected Company. Is J6 playing Hate Bears? Or is this another Collected Company deck? I guess we're gonna find out pretty soon, I would assume. Ooh, this is bad deck actually. Oh, I remember this. We saw this bad deck earlier. It was a gifts and it was like a 4-color gifts and given deck actually. Had some sweet things. We saw against the mono red opponent when gifts and givens for Umbrella Rights and the worm that made your life total 7. I remember that, yeah. So this should be interesting. Kitchen Finks coming down here. Both these decks look fairly mid-rangey right now. Scavenging Ooze is pretty good though. Scavenging Ooze can actually kill the Kitchen Finks in a sense, because when the Kitchen Finks goes to the graveyard and the persist trigger goes on the stack, in response Scavenging Ooze can eat the Finks, and then the Finks won't come back. So Scavenging Ooze can keep the Sphinx under check. There we go. We see Spellskite right now coming down. I haven't seen too much of J6's bat deck actually, so we don't know too much about like what the deck has. But we know all we saw was like Umbrella Rights off of Gifts and Given. I wonder if there's like other good fatties like Elisharn too. That'd be really sick if that was a possibility. Oops. Brought up the wrong screen. We see Spellskite, so Mr. Seer Spellskite setting up the combo. Tall Guy hits, you know, Kitchen Finks plus an Offenza. And that would be Infinite Life and, you know, Infinite Scries. Ooh, Pontiff coming down. I don't think Pontiff can't. The -1 wouldn't matter, so if you give +1/+1 and try to attack. No, it's gonna give -1/-1. Don't think that really does anything though. I wonder if Pontiff could have just gave +1/+1 and then the Ooze would have been a 4/4 instead. Maybe that would have been more relevant. So we see the Pontiff sacrificing anyways. It's gonna haunt a creature. Maybe the plan is to haunt something, and then there we go, to sack the thing it's haunting to kill the Finks then. And then eat the Finks now with the Scavenging Ooze in the higher. Oh. No, not gonna eat the Finks though. I think the hierarch could have been activated there for green mana so that the Scavenging Ooze could have eaten the Kitchen Finks, but maybe Tall Guy missed that interaction. But we do get 2 Scries here. But Tall Guy is on 1 card right now, so low on resources. J6 has 5 cards. It'll be interesting to see if J6 can start to take advantage of like the mana ramp that they have going on right now. Like, I think if this game goes long, I don't know J6's deck, but I'm gonna assume that J6 has some like fat, like, you know, some good fat creatures. Ooh, what is this? Ooh, Garruk Wildspeaker. That can untap lands and start to make more mana. Black was the chosen color for Utopia Sprawl, so apparently that's gonna be a relevant color. Beast being made here. Plays a blocker. I mean, I'm trying to guess what exactly J6 will be ramping into, but I think we'll just have to, you know, wait and find out. We saw the... What was the worm called? It's a 7/7, and it puts your life total to 7, and your life total can't go below 7, basically. That's what it does. But I don't know what it's called. All I know is that it's a spicy one. Is it Elder Scale Worm? Or is that the other worm I'm thinking of? Oh, it is Elder Scale Worm. Okay, there we go. So that's one target. Like, you know, if J6 also has something like a Elish Norn, that would also be really good against the Abzan deck. You get more tickets now? Unfortunately not. You already got 7, Delver. For your Horde of Nations. So just seeing some beast tokens made off the group. It's kind of cool that because the group's foil, the tokens are also foil. Kind of cool interaction with Magic Online. Even though they don't have foil tokens in real life. Not even able to get through though because of the spell skites. Kind of annoying. Let's see what's happening here. We do see a Gifts Ungiven, okay. Now we can see either the, you know, the Umbriel Rites Gifts Ungiven, or we might see just the value Gifts Ungiven. It'll be interesting. I know foil tokens in real life. I don't know, man. It would be super cool if there was foil tokens in real life. They'd probably be worth a lot too, because they'd be super rare. Like, especially for like, you know, like emblems, and like some tokens are rarer than others. Like I remember back when Vraska, is that what it's called? I think it's Vraska, yeah. That planeswalker that makes assassin tokens. Apparently, the assassin tokens are rarer than Vraska itself. To get in packs. Like, you're more likely to find the mythic than you were to find these tokens for it. Okay, so we see Gifts Ungiven. Tanking hard. Okay, so we're gonna see a value Gifts Ungivens. Oh boy. Those are some powerful magic cards. So we see Maelstrom Pulse, Johnny Mentor of Heroes, Gavany Township, and Sultai Charm. So Sultai Charm and Maelstrom Pulse put in the graveyard, so Gavany Township and a Johnny being put in the hand. Those are some powerful cards to put in the hand. What do we see? Do we see a Collected Company now? Or no, this is a Chord. What are we cording for? Chord for 4. Okay, what do we got? Murderous Redcap. Gonna shoot Garruk, I believe? Okay, I see. So Garruk's getting shot down. You can also kill the Kitchen Finks if Visitor Seer could sack it, and then when it comes back, the 1 damage killed Kitchen Finks. That's a possibility. Or when it blocks, if it blocks a beast token. Do the same thing. You know, J6, we only saw 1 match from J6 today. Maybe we'll get to see more of this interesting deck, this 4-color concoction. I mean, it's made it all the way to the semifinals, so it must be doing something right. There's a Township. Township can't be activated right now. Gavany Township plus Kitchen Finks does work very well together because the plus counters and the minus counters do cancel out. So then when it would die again, it would persist again because there's no minus counters on it. Johnny also can be plus to distribute counters. Maybe we might see Johnny put a counter on like Finks, Beast, and Beast. Looks like that's what we're gonna see. Oh, we're actually gonna see counters on Carotid to make it a 2/5 hexproof defender. So it does make it a really good blocker. I guess J6 is gonna lead back Finks and Carotid so that protected Johnny. You know, so Johnny can start generating some value. We see a Township from Tall Guy also. See the Township mirror matches. Is this a Chord of Calling? That's what it looks like. If this is a chord for Anafenza, and if J6 doesn't have a response, this actually is just the combo. There we go. Chord Calling for 2 is going to find Anafenza, the Treekin, which combined with Viscera Seer and Murderous Redcap does equal infinite damage. Because you can sacrifice Murderous Redcap, and then when it persists back, you can bolster onto it so that it's a 2/2 again, so you can keep on sacking it, and every time it's going to deal damage when it comes back, because when it enters the battlefield. So there we go. Tall Guy's going to win our game 1 here. Going to be 1-0 against J6. Going to move to game 2. You know, J6 looked like they were in a good spot, but you know, the combo just kind of came out of nowhere. Like a chord first for the red cap, then a second chord for the Anafenza. Sometimes people forget that you have an infinite life and an infinite damage combo built in this deck. Because the deck is so good at playing the regular attrition game. We'll see what happens here. And there we go, game 2 starting. Okay, there we go. Overgrown Tomb, turn 1, not too much action. Mana Dork would have been good there, or a Utopia Sprawl, just to accelerate mana. We see a Thoughtseize coming out. Now we'll get to see J6's hand. So Abrupt Decay is taken from the hand. Go look at the rest of the hand. Wooded Foothills, Windswept Heath, Archangel of Thune, Temple, Garden, Umbrella Rites. Archangel of Thune, that's an interesting one. Umbrella Rites is in hand already. So we're gonna have to use Gifts and Given to put a fatty in the graveyard. There's an Abrupt Decay coming down for the Birds of Paradise. Not the most efficient trade mana-wise, but you know, if you want to keep J6 off of mana, it seems like a good idea against their deck. Doesn't seem like there's too many other targets either. Interesting that Tall Guy kept those in, actually. See 2 mana dorks coming down. Gives Tall Guy a lot of mana to play with next turn. You know, we might start seeing Collected Companies next turn. That's, you know, it's the namesake card of Tall Guy's deck, but we haven't seen it yet in this match. Archangel of Thune coming down. That's a, you know, potentially good threat. Fortunately, it's not as good when you don't have other creatures to put the counters on. But, you know, still a 3/4 lifelink that's going to grow naturally by itself. Ooh, there is a path, though, for it. So, I'm not going to take over the game by itself, but you know, you do need to get rid of the Path to Exiles. Probably gonna get back the path. Maybe a Thoughtseize, actually. No, getting back the path to exile seems reasonable. Looks like Tall Guy is stuck on 2 lands though, but 2 mana dorks do provide a lot of mana. I wonder if J6 has a way to start killing these dorks. So, you know, J6 has up to 6 mana this turn. Let's see what this is. There is an burial rates for Birds of Paradise. Not exactly what I think J6 had in mind, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I wonder what J6 is trying to ramp up into then. Here's a Court of Calling, it looks like, for 3? For 2, actually. What is this getting? Scavenging Ooze. Okay, Scavenging Ooze so we can eat them burial rights, so no other shenanigans can happen. We'll see if J6 has anything big they can play this turn. What is this? Okay, we see 4 mana for Glenelender Archmage. That one's pretty good also. You can sacrifice it to counter target non-creature spell. You can counter Chords. They can counter Collected Companies. You can counter Thoughtseizes. It's also a 2/2 flyer. Not too bad. Another Carotid. So J6, you know, deploying a few threats, but J6 is out of cards now. So just playing off the top, getting to rip something good. There's a path for a Glenelender. In response, they could sack the Glen. No, he'd just rather draw the land. Not draw, but get the land from the deck into play. It wouldn't be that good either anyway, because you could sack it, but then in response to the persist counter, the Scavenging Ooze would eat it, or should have eaten it. So we see Ooze getting in for 3 now. Starting to put some pressure. I think Township can get activated also. It's not going to though. Maybe Tall Guy does have a Collected Company. There's another Glenelender Archmage. There's no Collected Company in response, so probably means there isn't any. Probably just gonna see a Gavany Township activation end this turn. Yeah, that looks like what we're seeing. Gavany Township's gonna make all the creatures though from Tall Guy fairly big, fairly quickly. Like, we could see Tall Guy attack with Witness and Scavenging Ooze. Ooh, we see another Witness. Is Witness gonna grab another Path to Exile? Or is it gonna grab the Cord? It's gonna grab the Path again. This is the same Path to Exile has been used 3 times now. Both times the Witness getting it back. So there we go, we're gonna see the Path again. Probably gonna see an attack by probably with the birds and the Eternal Witness and the Ooze. They'll probably all attack. You know, J6 can only block or can only chump block them. J6 needs to hit something good too. Elder Scaleworm, Elder Storm would be a good one. Looks like Tall Guy wins the match then. Boom, there you guys go. Tall Guy with Abzan Collected Company moves on to the finals. J6, you know, good job for making top 4 with a creative deck here. J6